What's up, YouTube? This is Zach, and I am back with yet another review. Today's review is over Ralph Lauren Polo. Stay tuned. Okay, so you guys know what this is. All right, now, disclaimer, if you guys are probably 30 or younger, leave the room. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so this fragrance is definitely an old school classic. If you're not interested in old school classics, then you can stop the video, go to the next one, whatever. But I wanted to talk about this one in particular because it is very iconic. I think it's Ralph Lauren's first men's fragrance. And I remember when this was in heavy rotation early on. And I'm telling you, this is perfumery at its best. It's one of those classic fragrances that I think will be around for a while if somebody doesn't come along and discontinue it like they have some of these other fragrances. Now, this scent is a Woody Chypre. Now, if you guys don't know what a Chypre is, so I'm just going to give you a quick one. It's a family of fragrances built on a base consisting of bergamot, oakmoss, and labdanum. So if it has those three notes in it, then more than likely it's a Chypre. So you guys hear that all the time with these fragrances, Chypre, Chypre, Chypre. So that's what it means. So it definitely has oakmoss in the base. It's going to have bergamot up top and a little bit of labdanum. Now, the thing about this, it's not a freshie by any means. This is a powerhouse, manly, pine type of scent. Pine is in it, but it's not as prevalent as it doesn't have the presence that you would think when you call it a pine fragrance. But it's there. Now in the 80s, this was king. Like you smelled it, you knew what it was. You know, at that time wasn't a lot of fragrances out there. So when people wore this, you knew what they were wearing. It has a very unique, distinct type of scent. Just like Dracar Noir does. I mean, it's very distinct. You know when someone's wearing it. Now, these new formulations, a lot of times with these older school scents, these newer formulations get beat up and people say, oh, it's a shell of what it used to be, watered down, blah, blah, blah. Well, this one kind of escaped that connotation a little bit. Yes, it's not as strong because of the regulations. I mean, the Oakmoss is very tame now compared to what it used to be. But in the opening of this scent, you kind of get that feel of what it used to be in its prime. Is it still worth buying? Yes, definitely still worth buying. It's not neutered down like some of these other fragrances. I think it's still powerhouse worthy. I really love this fragrance. That's why we have this big, humongous bottle. I mean, this is like what? How much is this? This is an 8-ounce bottle. Okay, so that tells you how much I like this fragrance. Now, the fragrance maintains the vintage scent in the opening, but it doesn't stay there a long time. It starts drying down to that mossy scent. It's still a fantastic scent even today. It's just toned down a little bit, than it used to be. But that's good. It's good for today's noses. Now it lasts at least 7+ hours on my skin. I think it even goes further than that because the dry down is a skin scent. It dries down to a skin scent, which you can still smell for a while. This is for a particular type of guy. Okay. It's not for boys at all. Not everyone can pull this off. You definitely have to be manly and confident. Those two things are a requirement to wear this scent. It's not for the timid. And I'm not saying that jokingly. I mean, it really is one of those type of scents. I mean, it has to match your personality. You can't be, some soft-spoken type of guy wearing this scent. I mean, it's just not going to work. This fits my personality perfectly. I mean, it's not too loud. You can spray this pretty heavily in the opening. I mean, you know, to start off with, and the opening is going to be a little strong, but it'll quickly die down. So you can still get that kind of, you know, big time old school projection by just spraying just a little bit more than than necessary. But it's still going to perform, you know, regardless. I mean, I don't think this is one of those that's so weak nowadays that, you know, it's not worth buying. This one's still worth buying. But I love this. I love this, man. I mean, I got, you know, a taste of a couple of Roger Parfums fragrances recently. I think it was Scandal, and it just, you know, harkened me back to these old school scents. And I wear them all the time. And at night I wear like old school scents all the time, sometimes during the day. So that being said, man, if you're interested in an old school powerhouse, this would be one to add to your collection. It's definitely bottle worthy. I mean, I would buy this. I mean, get small, you know, buy the small bottle. If you are curious and you just don't want to shell out a lot, just buy the really, really small bottle. I don't think it's going to set you back more than maybe $15 or something. But I do have some alternatives for you guys. Now, there's an alternative called Classic Match. It's by a company called BELCAM, and they sell their fragrances at all these, you know, Walmarts or whatnot. But don't let that discourage you. I'm telling you, this is like an $8 fragrance, and it is incredible. It's an incredible dupe of this. And most guys that own this Polo have heard of this or even have it, because it's so similar, but it's actually different. I mean, it really dries down similar to it, but the opening and everything is a little different. So it's almost like a different fragrance. It's called Classic Match. I have it right here. And that one is really good. If you just want to try the scent of this Polo and you don't want to, you know, shell out the money, I mean, just get this and just try it out. I mean, this will really tell you whether or not you like it or not. Another one is QUORUM by Antonio Puig. Now this one is it's another pine scent, but it's actually, I think it's a woody aromatic, but it's still one of those old school scents that kind of gives you that same vibe that Polo does. Fantastic scent, fantastic scent. And before I get off of here today, of course, I said I was going to start talking about my fragrance of the day, and mine today is Mont Blanc Explorer. So thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate all the new subscribers. Thanks for all the comments. Again, this is just an old school fragrance I wanted to talk about to appeal to my older guys. You know, I got to talk to us sometimes. But at any rate, man, thank you guys for stopping by, and peace.